Tonight, prison break-in lawsuits.
It's simply astounding that anyone was able to gain access to a federal prison for any duration of time.
What some inmates are saying about last month's incident at Kitchener's Grand Valley Institution for Women. The crash in Cambridge.
Hello, this is the police. Are you injured?
That was too close for comfort.
I had enough time to realize that the car wasn't going to stop and that the car was coming directly at me.
The incident that has a family picking up the pieces.
I'm shocked that nobody was hurt.
And making a plea right before Christmas. The winter chill in the local real estate market.
The average condo price, basically, let's say from the peak, it's down about 28% from the peak.
What's behind the big slowdown that's created a buyer's market? Good evening. A prison break-in in Kitchener back in November has led to a slew of lawsuits filed by inmates. 10 of those incarcerated at Grand Valley Institution for Women have filed civil claims, revealing new details about what happened when a man got into the medium security area and raising new questions about the response to that breach. CTV's Krista Simpson has details.
It was November 2nd when a man managed to get into Grand Valley Institution for Women in Kitchener. According to statements of claim filed by 10 inmates, he scaled a 6-foot razor wire topped fence to get into the medium security compound where inmates live in houses. This video of the compound was taken by CTV back in 2017. Lisa, who asked we not share her last name, was one of those who encountered the intruder. She was on a walk with another inmate that evening when suddenly women in another house began screaming to get inside.
This man comes running from behind house 12, dashing as fast as he could towards us, and we just kind of stopped and turned and just started to run as fast as we could with him on our heels.
Lisa says she ran faster than she ever has in her life to get to her house.
We slammed the door shut, and he jumps over the barrier and just smacks the glass with his palm. And I'll never forget the look in his eyes. His eyes were like bloodshot. It took 4 of us to hold the door shut.
The statements of claim filed in court describe the man trying to get inside 2 of the houses. 2 inmates were assaulted, according to an incident summary by Waterloo Regional Police at the time. A 28-year-old man was arrested and charged with break and enter, 2 counts of assault, and mischief under $5,000.
It was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying. I mean, we're in prison, we're expecting to be safe.
It's simply astounding that anyone was able to gain access to a federal prison for any duration of time.
Jeffrey Hartman represents Lisa and the other inmates who have filed claims. They question not only how the man could get inside the prison unnoticed, but also raise concerns about the response by the Correctional Service of Canada employees, alleging one inmate called for help and was hung up on, and another phone call went unanswered. And when the guards did arrive on the scene, they were walking, not hurrying. Lisa says she even heard them laughing about the incident later.
We could hear them making jokes and thinking it was funny, like, oh, who wants to break into a prison, but not thinking about the trauma that it just inflicted on us women.
Hartman says it's alarming given that one of the stated purposes of prison is the rehabilitation of those inside. Instead, he says women who came to prison with histories of abuse and trauma have only been harmed further.
When you have an event like this that just re-traumatizes people, it really calls into question the qualitative experience that they've had in prison and whether those goals have been achieved or are even still valid.
Lisa was released on parole just 2 days after the incident and says she is struggling.
I don't know how to pick back up and start again. Every time I go out, I'm looking over my shoulder, and it's not because I think this man is going to come and attack me, but it's reactivated all the traumas that I went through. And I really don't know how to move forward from it at this point.
In total, the inmates are seeking nearly $3.5 million in damages. No statements of defense have been filed yet, and none of the claims have been tested in court. In a statement, the Correctional Service of Canada says it takes the safety and security of the offenders in our care, our staff, and the public very seriously. We remain committed to maintaining a safe and secure environment at all our institutions. As this matter is currently before the courts, we are unable to comment on the specific allegations or the ongoing legal proceedings. Krista Simpson, CTV News, Kitchener.
Time now for a first check on the weather. Ashley Bacon out on the road tonight. I recognize where you are right now, Ash. The beautiful, busy rink at the Uptown Waterloo Public Square. Looks like a nice night to be out there enjoying it.
You got it, Tony. Nobody out here seems to mind that it's a little cold and that we're under a wind advisory for this evening. It is a perfect skating night for Christmas Eve, as they say. It's certainly beautiful out. The wind is starting to pick up. I will say between the 5 o'clock show and now, it has certainly cooled off. It's damp out here, so you can really feel the cool. So if you are coming out for a skate, you definitely want to bundle up. Maybe grab a hot chocolate or a hot apple cider to keep your hands warm while you're doing so. But there's important weather to tell you about, so let's get into it. Let's start with our special weather statement from Environment Canada. Kitchener, Waterloo, Southern Georgian Bay. Under this special weather statement, it looks like we're going to see northwesterly winds up to 70 kilometers an hour with isolated gusts potentially up to 80 kilometers an hour. That could cause local utility outages for a possibility, so make sure that you do keep safe. If there are some blow-up lawn ornaments you have out for Christmas decorations, tonight might be a night you want to deflate them just to be safe. But as I said, good news is it looks like that it will be tapering off by midnight. Okay, let's turn now to our current temperatures, and we are just slowly moving out here. The computer's moving like it's cold. 3 degrees in Kitchener-Waterloo, so it definitely feels a lot cooler than that right now, closer to that -3 mark, but it is still certainly nice and warm, perfect conditions for another skate or two. And obviously, Tony, we are now getting into the thick of things, but we're going to have more details on that special weather alert, as well as when we can expect some precipitation and whether or not we'll have a white Christmas coming up a little later in the show.
Ashley, great. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm. You reminded me that, yes, the wind is a factor out there tonight. So go warm up, and we'll check in with you in just a little while. Thanks, Ash. We are hearing from a Cambridge family about an incredibly close call that left them shaken. A vehicle crashed into the front of their home last Friday while they were inside. Police now say the driver had fled from a nearby ride check. CTV's Hannah Schmidt has been speaking today with a woman who was inside that house. Hannah, what did she tell you?
Well, Tony, she described it like a bomb going off inside the front of the house. Now she says her family is left rebuilding just 2 days before Christmas.
Hello? This is the police. Are you injured?
It happened within seconds.
I thought a bomb had gone off.
Brooke says she was home enjoying a peaceful Friday night with her friend playing cards when the unexpected happened.
Somebody just drove into the front house.
Event 303. I'm with the driver. He is awake.
All of a sudden saw flashing lights in the window of my front room, and I looked up and I saw a car not stop at the stop sign, run right through and continue on to our lawn and then into our house.
The impact causing significant damage to the front end of the Sharing Street home and sending Christmas decorations flying.
I had enough time to realize that the car wasn't going to stop and that the car was coming directly at me and that there was a very high chance that I wasn't going to be able to walk away from it.
Police say the driver had fled a mobile ride check on the night of December 19th near King and Fountain Streets before crashing into the house moments later.
The individual just failed to stop at the time. The specifics in that matter are still part of the investigation, but they just didn't stop when they were supposed to.
Police say no physical injuries were reported. A 23-year-old Kitchener man was arrested at the scene and is now facing criminal charges along with Highway Traffic Act related offenses.
That individual was charged with impaired driving charges as well as dangerous drive and failed to stop.
Christmas is certainly going to look a lot different this year, and there was a nice new hole for Santa to come through and give us presents, but we're just grateful that everybody is okay.
But incidents like this are not isolated. Waterloo Regional Police reported a total of 95 impaired driving charges back in October. In November, a total of 92 charges were laid.
It is not that common where people refuse to stop. Actually, we get quite a bit of compliance and quite a bit of support from members of the public when we do ride programs out there. So for this incident to have happened, that's quite a rarity. And the whole point of this is just to stop, have a conversation, and just make sure that people are driving safely and appropriately.
After a thorough safety inspection, the pair were given the go-ahead by City of Cambridge officials to inhabit the home on Tuesday. For Tracy and Brooke, the focus now is on rebuilding over the holidays and sharing a message of safety.
If you're going to have some drinks, it's Christmas time. Everybody should have fun. Just be safe about it. Obviously, this is the worst case scenario that could possibly happen. This could have turned out so differently for all of the individuals involved, including the driver.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving Waterloo Region is also putting out a message of safety over the holidays. Officials say on average 9 impaired driving related charges are laid every hour in Canada. They are urging everyone to plan ahead when attending social gatherings and to call 911 if you suspect an impaired driver on the roadway. Tony.
Okay, CTV's Hannah Schmidt with that incredibly close call in Cambridge. Hannah, thank you for that. The lawyer accused of playing a role in the international drug trafficking operation of fugitive and ex-Olympian Ryan Wedding was granted bail today. A Toronto judge set bail at more than $5 million and said he believes Deepak Pardikar will cooperate with the justice system, if only to save his own life. CTV's John Woodward reports.
Are you concerned for your husband's safety?
No answer today from Mandy Paradkar about the responsibility she has to keep tabs on her husband after he was released on bail on Thursday. Justice Peter Bodden saying if lawyer Deepak Paradkar stays under house arrest with her and puts down $5 million, he can leave the notorious Toronto South Jail, where Paradkar testified several inmates on his range were stabbed in a knife fight, and Bodden said couldn't guarantee his safety. A danger that could pale in comparison to what Paradkar could face on the outside, Bodden said, saying the network of former Olympian turned alleged drug lord Ryan Wedding would probably not help him flee. The troubling reality is that these individuals are more likely to kill Mr. Paradkar than to protect him in exchange for silence, Bodden said. The most compelling reason to believe that Mr. Paradkar will attend court is that it may be the only way to stay alive. The irony unmissable. Paradkar himself is accused of advising Wedding to kill a witness to stop an American prosecution. An informant was murdered in Colombia in January.
He's shocked. He's very concerned.
Paradkar has commented frequently in the media on his Ontario cases, from the murder of a young father and the extradition of Yahoo hacker Kareem Baratov.
Clearly there was pressure by the U.S.
That was the case where he appeared opposite Crown lawyer Heather Graham, the same lawyer who sought to keep him behind bars now. Paradkar will wear an ankle bracelet and is not allowed to use electronic devices to communicate with anyone except through his wife.
That was CTV's John Woodward with that report. Start your day in the know with the CTV Kitchener newsletter. You can sign up and get local headlines right to your inbox every morning, the top stories, the latest forecast, and some must-see videos. Sign up over on our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. A deal at Canada Post, but is it too late to keep some local businesses from jumping ship? Coming up later, CTV's Heather Senerin takes a look at the lingering local impact of a tumultuous year at the post office.
I'm Alexandra Hollick. Also tonight, Waterloo Region's housing market takes a polar plunge. We look at the numbers from this year and what buyers and sellers can expect heading into 2026. That story is just ahead.
Winds are starting to pick up out here in uptown Waterloo with expected 70-kilometer gusts overnight. But the good news is sun is on the way. I'll have those details coming up with your full weather forecast later in the show.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
A dramatic drop in sales of new condos in Waterloo Region is grabbing the attention of some local real estate experts. A new housing market report reveals pre-construction condo sales in the region are down 94% this year when you compare it to the four-year average. Let's go to CTV's Alexandra Hollick now, who's been crunching these numbers today. Alexandra, what does this report say about the region's housing market?
That buyers have the upper hand, Tony. But not only that, the market overall has slowed down tremendously this year, making it difficult for developers and those looking to sell.
As temperatures drop, so too have housing sales in Waterloo Region.
We've definitely seen a slowdown in the market activity as a whole. Average sale prices are down, inventory is kind of ticking up, and depending on the segment of the market that you're in, you're seeing that a little bit more prevalently.
Specifically, the condo market. According to a new report from an Ottawa-based housing think tank, Kitchener, Cambridge, and Waterloo averaged about 816 new builds between 2021 and 2024. But this year, developers poured the foundation for just over 1,400. But when you look at pre-construction condo sales, the four-year average was 529, compared to just 29 pre-sales between January and September of this year. A major drop of 94%.
So on the pre-construction, specifically condominium side, builders and developers just aren't building anymore.
And that's because the demand just isn't there anymore.
A lot of these condominiums or units that were built, had investors that bought them and they were going to be rental units. Well, now, if our student population is decreasing, there's just not that demand to fill that piece of the pie, to fill those units.
And while demand is low, apprehension is high. The ongoing trade war and geopolitical tensions sparking uncertainty in interest rates and employment.
Somebody isn't going to buy right now if they don't know if their job is going to be here tomorrow or if it's going to be here the next day. Their concerns right now with what we're seeing is what's imminent.
What's imminent is that it's a buyer's market.
Buyers have choices now, and they can be a little bit more picky with what they're looking for, and they do have a little bit more room in negotiating.
As for next year,
I definitely think 2026 may present itself with some opportunity, but we are, again, at the mercy of the global economy and wait to see what happens.
Sales rep Sean Ramator says the housing market is cyclical, but with a lack of demand and costs of, everything going up, he says there are a lot of factors that would need to come down before the market can balance itself out. Tony?
Okay, Alexandra Hollick with that snapshot on the housing scenario. Thank you, Alexandra. With just over a day left until Christmas, shoppers are scrambling to make sure everything is checked off their lists for the big day. Some malls are open late tonight to accommodate, as numbers tell us that shoppers are returning to brick and mortar retail. CTV's Dylan Dyson reports.
Merry Christmas. Thanks so much, eh?
This year, Ben Seabarth left his Christmas shopping until December 23rd.
I got all the big shopping done, so I'm just kind of last minute things, and I have a pretty good idea by this time.
And he's not the only one taking advantage of every shopping minute available.
Usually it's 24th, 23rd, 22nd, yeah. And I also have someone else do my own gift wrapping.
I am probably a perennial last-minute shopper, so you know what? Usually I'm running around on the day before here like this.
At Carlingwood Shopping Centre, it's one of the busiest days of the holiday season.
Possibly we wrap this many gifts today as we have the whole entire season so far.
And these gift wrappers will be kept busy until Christmas Eve, as new numbers from Visa Canada show 88% of shoppers are doing their spending in stores this year, compared to just 12% online. Data shows since November 1st, Canadians have upped their holiday spending 4.5% from last year.
I think it's a combination of inflation. So even though they want to spend the same item is more expensive this year. That's part of it. The other part of it is they get caught up in marketing and social media so much and peer pressure.
But last minute shopping is where Dion Power thrives.
Usually I like to leave it to see what the deals are going to be.
And even on December 23rd, she's not done yet.
No, I'm going to go to a jewelry store tomorrow and then I should be finished.
Dylan Dyson, CTV News.
Well, this may be a little more of a relaxed look than rushing around the mall to get those last-minute gifts. Some skaters out there enjoying uptown Waterloo's public square. The ice rink down there, the tree in the background. Beautiful way to spend the day before Christmas Eve, but as Ashley was mentioning, a little bit windy out there. We'll check in on the full forecast next. Also coming up, from multiple rounds of job cuts to a strike and the president getting grilled about his salary, a look back at a turbulent year at Conestoga College as we continue our countdown of the year's top local stories. And next, a tumultuous story we're watching as we head toward a new year, the U.S. targeting Venezuelan oil tankers. How this ongoing escalation could impact Canada. Next. Back out to Ashley now in Uptown Waterloo, that familiar skating rink behind you, Ash. And you mentioned, you know, I'm glad you mentioned the wind because I forgot it is quite chilly out there. You got to bundle up today. We've had this roller coaster of temperatures, and now we're on the downside of that roller coaster.
You got it, Tony. I mean, even though we're still sitting above zero with the dampness in the air because of the melting snow and the added factor of the wind this evening, it does feel a little bit cooler. So layers completely necessary. I myself, I'm wearing a heated vest. Highly recommend if you can get one to do so. It's the perfect accessory to be out here on the skating rinks. If you just look over my shoulder here, Tony, you can see there is dozens of people out here enjoying the rink. Now, the nice thing about this rink here in Uptown, as well as the one at the downtown Kitchener City Hall location, it's cooled. So, and that's why it is still, or it is available to use already, where many of our city rinks unfortunately aren't quite ready yet. Now, I was speaking with a volunteer rink fixer-upper, let's call them, earlier today, and they were telling me that they are itching to get out there and flood those community rinks, but it just hasn't been the perfect temperature for multiple days in a row in order to do so. So in lieu of those community rinks being ready, this is a great option for the time being. And like I said, grab some hot chocolate, grab some apple cider, and it'll be a perfect night out. We're getting into the holiday spirit here down at Uptown Waterloo. That's why we're out here tonight. A lot of folks are, of course, off work now, out of school, and they're just out here enjoying and being out part of the community, maybe getting some last-minute shopping in. Certainly smells delicious with all the restaurants around here, so plenty to do in time for the holidays. But there's also lots of weather to talk about. So let's take a look at our special statement out from Environment Canada. First and foremost, we got some strong winds expected tonight within Kitchener-Waterloo as well as southern Georgian Bay this evening and into overnight hours, with them tapering off around midnight. Now, those winds are northwesterly winds, which will be around 70 kilometers an hour. Some isolated gusts can be possible of up to 80 kilometers an hour. So a great night to maybe take down the deflator or inflatable Christmas decorations off of your front lawn just in case. Looking at our future cast, you can see there's a band of precipitation just still sitting north of us in Mount Forest. That's going to continue to taper off by tomorrow morning, but by 5 a.m. Wednesday, you can see for your Christmas Eve morning, it is going to be nice and clear conditions, a bit of cloud cover moving through the region by afternoon and through into Christmas Eve evening, but certainly perfect conditions for Santa Claus and his reindeer to come about. As we get into overnight conditions, we're looking at a -4 low. We'll feel more closer to -11 with those strong winds and wind chill. Tomorrow, temperatures are going to rebound -1 and a mix of sun and clouds. So very favorable if you're out on the roads doing some last-minute Christmas shopping first thing in the morning. Conditions look like they should be ideal. Looking back at our almanac, this is great news. We're getting sunrises at 7:52 and sunsetting at 4:49, which means that is going to continue to get further and further apart as we get closer and closer to summer. In our 7-day forecast, starting the Waterloo region, mix of sun and cloud for your Christmas day, a high of 2 degrees. Freezing rain moving in by Friday, a high of -1, with cloud cover for your weekend at 1 degree on Saturday and 3 on Sunday. So overall conditions will sit around that 1 degree mark. It's not going to be too cold in considering that it is around a -4 mark for our average this time of year. In Lambton, Kent, Essex, similar conditions, very warm for your Christmas Eve, Christmas combination with a mix of sun and cloud and a high of 5 degrees there. Rain returning by Friday and a high of 2, 6 on Saturday, and showers and 5 on Friday. And lastly, in southern Georgian Bay, your Christmas Eve is looking great as well. It's a mix of sun and cloud, a high of -1. Sunday, sun and cloud rather, for Thursday, a high of 1 on your Christmas Day, freezing rain -2 on Friday, and Saturday, cloudy and 1. So, Tony, overall conditions pretty favorable for this time of year, considering we are now in winter.
We certainly are deep in the thick of it. Okay, Ashley, thank you from Uptown Waterloo. Appreciate that. Well, there is growing tension tonight between the U.S. and Venezuela over access to the South American country's oil resources. Washington's already seized 2 oil tankers and is after a third. CTV's Jeremy Charron now on how the U.S. president's interest in Venezuelan oil could have implications for Canada.
Off the coast of Venezuela, sanctioned oil tankers have become the target of U.S. authorities. 2 have been intercepted and seized already, along with millions of barrels of oil, and Washington says it's after more.
Maybe we'll sell it, maybe we'll keep it, maybe we'll use it in the strategic reserves. We're keeping it. We're keeping the ships also.
The U.S. has increased its military presence in the Caribbean Sea. Trump ordered a blockade last week, calling it the biggest armada the U.S. has ever had in South America. Today, Venezuelans hit the streets in protest of the U.S. president they called Pirate Trump, who Monday had this warning for Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro.
He can do whatever he wants. It's all right. Whatever he wants to do. If he wants to do something, if he plays tough, it'll be the last time he's ever able to play tough.
Meanwhile, the tension could have implications for Canada.
Venezuela has some of the largest oil reserves in the world. They're primarily heavy oil and bitumen, which are very much like what Canada's reserves are here in Alberta in the oil sands.
Political instability in Venezuela has given Canadian oil producers the advantage, but if that changes, it could mean increased competition.
This makes it all the more important for us to think about sending our oil again to the Pacific, to a Northwest Pacific pipeline, knowing that the Asian market is growing.
Trump's interest in Venezuelan oil could eventually force a fight for access to the U.S. market. But the question is,
how long would it take to build the projects that could start to displace Western Canadian oil? And I think that would take a long time.
That means time is in Canada's favor. And in the short term, it could actually increase demand for Canadian heavy crude. But it could also lead to uncertainty and price volatility in the market. Jeremy Charron, CTV News, Ottawa.
Questioning the future of Canada Post. Coming up, a deal brings a labor dispute closer to an official end, but are local businesses ready to stake their future shipping needs with the agency once again? That's next. You could see the price of some alcohol products going up in the new year. The changes flow from Premier Doug Ford's plan to expand how alcohol is sold in this province. Convenience stores, bars, and restaurants have been getting a special 15% discount rate on booze, but that's going to end this month, with the discount decreasing to just 10%. Restaurants Canada says they expect customers who are dining out will likely foot the bill. After more than 2 years of labor disruptions and multiple strikes, Canada Post and the Canadian Union of Postal Workers have reached tentative agreements. But the uncertainty up until now had some small business owners jumping ship and choosing another shipping service. CTV's Heather Centerin has local reaction to this deal and joins us now. Heather, a bit of a mixed bag when it comes to opinions on this one.
A few businesses I spoke with said they stopped shipping with Canada Post because of the labor dispute. Some are eager to go back to doing so if a deal is finalized, while others have switched to other shipping companies for good.
It's the busiest time of the year for Butterpot Designs.
This is the go time for everybody.
The owner and artist of the Kitchener business sells pushpin travel maps and travel accessories, mostly online, but also at pop-up shops like this one. While business has been booming, she admits the shipping part has been a hassle with a Canada Post labor dispute that has been going on for more than 2 years.
I have customers asking, please don't use Canada Post. I don't care if it's the fastest thing. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if they're going to suddenly stop the mail service again and my stuff's going to get stuck, and you lose that guarantee of an arrival date.
Now there's a tentative deal between Canada Post and the Canadian Union of Postal Workers that represents about 55,000 workers. Good news for some businesses.
There's a bit of that loyalty, like I'm a Canadian, that's what I grew up using.
O'Neill took a break from using Canada Post, but intends to go back.
Now when this agreement comes into place and it actually goes forward, I'd love to get back to using them. It's a lot easier for me, it's faster, it's really close to my house.
The tentative deal covers both urban and rural bargaining units. It includes increased wages, improved benefits, and weekend parcel delivery. But is it too little, too late?
They are still bleeding. They are hemorrhaging incredible amounts of money. So they're a long way away from where they have to be. They've got a huge job ahead to become more dynamic and productive and competitive.
The Scented Market sells scented soy candles, body care, and home decor, mostly online. The founder from Guelph says she stopped using Canada Post about 2 years ago after the first round of strikes.
I wasn't going to let an outside source like Canada Post be the demise of my small business.
She says she lost all trust in Canada Post and will never go back.
It's really changed the dynamic of the business. Online customers are confident that we're going to get their order out to them on time. You know, right now we have under 6 hour turnaround for shipping orders, which is pretty amazing for a small business like us.
A ratification vote is expected early next year.
The union and Crown Corporation agree strike or lockout action will not take place during the ratification process. Tony.
Okay, CTV's Heather Senran with that update on the Canada Post situation. Heather, thank you. Time now to update our top stories. Colton Wiens in studio with us tonight, and we've got the latest on a lawsuit, Colton, that's been filed by inmates at a Kitchener prison.
Yeah, that's right, Tony. 10 inmates at Grand Valley Institution for Women have filed lawsuits. It's after a man broke into the prison in early November. The inmates are seeking a total of nearly $3.5 million in damages. No statements of defense have been filed yet, and none of the claims have been tested in court. Plus, a Cambridge family is cleaning up after a car crashed through their front window on Friday. Waterloo Regional Police say a driver fled a ride stop near King and Fountain Streets before crashing into a house on Sharing Street just minutes later. Police say no one was hurt. A 23-year-old man from Kitchener was arrested at the scene and is facing criminal charges.
Some wild visuals there. Okay, Colton, taking a look at what else our web team has as well tonight. We've got more that's related to the recent layoffs at Conestoga College that we were reporting on last week.
Yes, this is just kind of coming out right now. The unions representing support and full-time staff want the government to step in. The unions say they're calling for immediate intervention by the province after nearly 400 layoff notices were issued last week. For more information on this story, you can scan the QR code on the bottom left of your screen to get the story on our CTV News app or to download the app right now. You can also visit our website, ctvnewskitchener.ca. Tony.
Okay, Colton Wiens with our top stories. Colton, thank you for that. And that's actually a good segue into this next item, because 2025 was a tumultuous year at Conestoga College. From scrutiny over the international student enrollment boom and its impact on community services, to job cuts, a strike, and the school's president defending his own salary in front of a parliamentary committee. CTV's Karis Mapp has number 5 in our countdown of the top 10 stories of 2025.
An unprecedented year in the books for Conestoga College. Back in March, school president John Tibbetts informed staff that several administration positions had been eliminated and support staff would be next, citing the federal government's cap on international student enrollment as the reason. As promised, just under 200 support workers were laid off or reassigned at the end of April. Officials with the union representing those workers said they had never seen job losses like that in the college's history.
It's heart-wrenching. It really is. Our support staff are the foundation of the college. We are the backbone of the college. And sometimes I think that that's forgotten.
The cuts continued, with 75 more employees learning they would lose their jobs by the end of the year. And hundreds of full-time faculty offered voluntary exit packages.
They're spreading a wide net, looking for attrition in order to cut costs.
Another union representing workers noting the cuts happened while Tibbetts' own salary had jumped to more than $630,000.
And now a 29% increase in salary, while the support staff
had to negotiate and fight over the past years for nickels and dimes is disheartening and was very disrespectful.
Change is on the horizon, with Conestoga looking to replace Tibbetts in March of 2026. Meanwhile, following years of expansion, Conestoga announced the closure of 2 campuses in April, one in downtown Kitchener, the other in Brantford. The leases were expiring, and officials said they were looking for efficiencies and how to better utilize existing facilities. Work was also paused at a satellite campus in Guelph. In July, the college released data showing a 62% drop in international students for the 2025 spring semester, with just over 8,500 enrolled, down from 22,000 the year prior. Even so, the school reported a $121 million surplus for this past fiscal year. Then, once the fall semester began, a strike. Support staff from around southern Ontario joining the picket October 7th, prompting the college to temporarily suspend classes and activities at the Dune campus.
It's incredibly difficult to go to school every day and not know if you're actually going to be going to school for the next day.
Days later, Tibbetts came under fire on a federal stage, where a Commons committee was examining Canada's international student policies and Conestoga's international enrollment, which grew more than 1,500% over the last 7 years.
There's been a lot of polling that has said that Canada's immigration consensus is broken. Do you take any responsibility for that, given that you juiced foreign student permits to a level where healthcare, housing and jobs clearly didn't have the capacity in your region?
First of all our students found housing, and they weren't all living no, they did.
And also getting grilled about his own salary.
Do you deserve your $600,000 salary?
That's the salary I'm being paid by, and I take the job very seriously.
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Kitchener.
Bringing some high-level culinary skills to the ongoing fight against hunger. The hospitality expert who's catering to a different crowd this holiday season.
Holiday set decoration provided by Royal City Nursery.
For years, David Mintz has prepared menus fit for the stars, catering for casts and crews making TV and movie magic in Toronto. Behind the curtain, Mintz has now found a way to cater to a different crowd, serving up fine food to those in need. CTV's Allison Hurst has that story.
David Mintz spends hours with his team cooking for everyone from TV and film stars to charitable organizations.
The more shows we do, the more food we have left over at the end of the day, and we're able to donate it to places like Elisa's house.
His catering company is one of several being recognized by Netflix. It started with a $5,000 loan and a chance on a show called War of Words in 1988.
We cooked at my mom's house. We went and provided some food for them. They liked us, and the rest is history.
Since getting involved with Netflix, his business has expanded from 5 mobile kitchens to 12 and doubled the staff.
It's interesting, it's busy, it's hectic. The film business is crazy.
The leftovers and extra prepared meals are all donated. Laura Ballas with Eliza House Women's Shelter connected with Mintz about 2 years ago and comes 2 to 3 times a week.
It would be impossible to provide the same quality and amount of food without the help of David, that's for sure.
It allows her to feed approximately 300 women a week. Today there was so much to donate, she had to make 2 trips because they couldn't fit it all in her SUV.
It means so much. It means that we are able to provide quality food. It means that the food that we're providing for the woman is freshly made, and it's made with care, and it's so delicious, and it's nutritious. It's a lot more than we would be able to provide that with our food budget for the shelter.
And giving back at a time of need. Allison Hurst, CTV News.
As we approach the new year, more people are thinking about hitting pause on alcohol and taking part in Dry January. As CTV's Lauren Stallone reports, the growing trend is also creating some new opportunities for business.
With the new year right around the corner, Amber Wisniewski says more Canadians are choosing to swap cocktails for mocktails.
November and December leading up to the holidays are very busy, and then definitely see a surge in January where people are looking to cut back and just see what it's like to remove alcohol from their life for a month.
It's called Dry January, a rising trend where people choose to stop drinking alcohol for the month of January and embrace a more sober lifestyle.
Dry January certainly came of age because of the power of social media, and it's easy to assume that it probably would not have become as big, pervasive, or successful as it is without this technology.
For Wisniewski, the global phenomenon sparked a business idea, eventually leading her to open a non-alcoholic bottle shop.
I was looking for sophisticated non-alcoholic options for myself, and then I discovered a whole range available, but weren't easily accessible here in Canada, basically. So I started sourcing them, and now I'm importing and searching for new options all the time.
Wisniewski says as customers prepare for the month of January, she often sees about a third more in sales.
It starts to ramp up. People want options.
Technology analyst Carmi Levy says as the trend continues to grow, we can expect to see more businesses jump on the bandwagon.
That's how marketing operates, is there are trends that become very quickly evident in social media, and if you're a smart business, you leap on those opportunities and you go after those markets.
While Statistics Canada doesn't track Dry January specifically, the latest findings released in 2025 show younger adults aged 18 to 24 were more likely to reduce alcohol intake.
There's a subset of social media users who have chosen to use that technology for good, to consume less alcohol, encourage others to do so, to lead a more healthy lifestyle.
For some, it's a short-term challenge. For others, a longer-term shift. But Dry January is giving Canadians a chance to start the year with a different kind of reset. Lauren Stallone, CTV News.
And we'll have more news in just a moment. First, let's go back out on location and check in with Ash.
Well, Tony, certainly hours away from Christmas Eve. What we'll wake up to and what the temperatures will look like tomorrow, I'll have just coming up after this break. Stay with us.
105.3 Virgin Radio is KW's #1 hit music station. Home of Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben in the morning. Listen to 105.3 Virgin Radio everywhere with the iHeartRadio app.
Colton's back now with something we're going to be keeping an eye on as we move through this evening. Colton?
Well, Tony, Waterloo Region and the surrounding areas could be in for a blustery night. Environment Canada has issued a special weather statement that includes Guelph, Kitchener, Stratford, and Waterloo. It warns northwesterly winds could gust up to 80 kilometers an hour tonight. Gusts are expected to taper off by the morning, so we'll be watching for any major impacts from the wind as it passes through tonight. Tony.
We certainly will. Colton, thank you very much for that. And Ashley is live on location at Uptown Waterloo Public Square. Bit of an overlap here with weather and news today, Ashley, because there are a lot of people out and about tonight, and certainly will be tomorrow, too.
Absolutely, Tony. And you know what? Sometimes weather is news, just like tonight. So it's fitting, of course. And, you know, as Colton just mentioned, that special weather statement issued by Environment Canada this afternoon. Now, they did say it looks like the wind should start tapering off around midnight. So good news is we're going to wake up to some beautiful weather. Let's take a look at our wake up weather board there. You can see by 6 a.m. temperatures will start to clear and be -3. At 8, -4 with a mix of sun and cloud. Those conditions similar for 10 a.m., Tony. So it is going to be a mix of sun and cloud throughout the day tomorrow. And the temperatures aren't going to see above 0 temperatures, so they will stay cooler. But with that sun out, I don't think it'll matter. And I know I want to bring out my skates because I'm getting a little jealous just standing here, knowing that these guys are behind me having so much fun. If you're not looking to do some last-minute Christmas shopping, this is the place to be first thing tomorrow morning. Get those skates, come on down, enjoy it, and get into the holiday spirit as we head into, believe it or not, Christmas Eve in just a few hours. Tony.
On a sunny note, possibly, too. Okay, Ashley, that sounds great. Thank you. And finally for us tonight, it's been a hard year for many households, no question about it. Christmas will be more modest in many cases. But one PEI family is refusing to scale back their annual tradition, supporting people who are homeless. They've been filling stockings with essentials and handing them out around Christmas. CTV's Maria Serru takes us inside their preparations.
In Andrea Donaldson's living room, the holiday season starts with stuffing stockings full of necessities. They won't hang in her house. Instead, they'll be handed out to people who are homeless. Donaldson's been doing this for 7 years, inspired by her own personal experience.
This lady, she was giving out stockings to the unhoused. I was one of the recipients, and that always stuck with me. It made me feel like, loved and unforgotten.
Now, that's how she wants others to feel.
Gloves, hats.
And her children play a big part. Donaldson says it teaches them to love others, and the kids say they have other reasons too.
Because she's my prettiest mama.
Like other families across the country, this Christmas will be smaller at the Donaldsons' house with fewer gifts under the tree.
I had to actually, tell them, this year's going to look a little different, but they still have gifts, so.
But there are many more stockings, with at least 50 going out this year, thanks to families, businesses, and organizations that donated, like the Village in Summerside.
There's a high risk involved with sleeping outside during the winter months, obviously. We've seen a lot of frostbite situations happen. We've seen people's health decline rapidly.
The stockings are filled with hand warmers, hats, hygienic products, treats, and much more. The stockings will be distributed around Christmas Day across Montague and Charlottetown, with whatever's left over dropped off at homes across the island. Maria Sru, CTV News, Murray Harbour.
Maria, thank you for that from PEI. And it really does touch on a theme that is relative to a lot of us, doesn't it? I know that in our family, we're scaling things back this year, but we've all decided it's just being together. That's what matters most this holiday season. All right, well, thank you for watching. Appreciate you checking in with us as always. Our digital team has news anytime over on our website. You can find that at ctvnewskitchener.ca. Ashley and I will be back here with your next local news tonight at 11:30, right after the CTV National News. And then we'll see you tomorrow for the Christmas Eve edition of CTV News at 6. Have a good night. Take care.